What's the difference between contraries and contradictories? And how can we use truth trees to tell the difference? Let's consider. Hello, I'm Chico. Welcome to the Philosopher Channel Introduction to Propositional Logic course. We're currently learning about truth trees, and recently I just did a video on satisfiability. Remember that a set of propositions are satisfiable if they can all be true at the same time, and on our truth trees, that looks like having one branch open. If there are no branches open, then they are unsatisfiable. Now, let's say you've tested a set of propositions and you found out that that set is actually unsatisfiable. What now? Well, now you could have contraries or you could have contradictories. What's the difference? Contraries can both be false at the same time, contradictories can't. So for an example of contradictories, let's say if I said this shirt is black and this shirt is not black. Those two statements cannot be true at the same time. And they can also not be false at the same time, right? It has to be one or the other. It has to be either black or not black. So those are contradictories. They can't be true at the same time, and they also can't be false at the same time. Contraries, however, are statements that can't be true at the same time, but they could be false at the same time. So if I were to say this shirt is red and this shirt is green, those two statements can't be true at the same time, at least if we're assuming, like, I mean, the entire shirt can't be red, right? And the entire shirt being green. Because obviously they could be a mix of, but pretend that's not one of the options. So those two statements can't be true at the same time, and yet they can both be false, right? We could have a black shirt instead of it being either green or blue or red, or I can't remember which colors I said. So how do we use our truth trees to test to see if we have contraries or contradictories? Well, first we start off by doing the regular test for satisfiability to check and see if our propositions are all unsatisfiable. And if they're unsatisfiable, we go on to step 2. For step 2, what we'll do is we'll take the negation of all of our propositions and we'll put that into a truth tree. And if that's satisfiable, then we'll know that all of our propositions can be false at the same time. Otherwise, if they're not satisfiable, we'll have to say that they can't be false at the same time, or we have contradictories. So let's go ahead and use this test on our exercises. 7.3.3.1 exercises says, test whether the following pairs of propositions are contraries, contradictories, or jointly satisfiable. So for number 1, we have not A, then B, and if B, then A. So again, the first thing we do is to check and see if these two propositions are satisfiable. And it looks like we have, we'll do the if not A, then B first. Not A and B, check. And then that not A is a double negation, check. And then we have the if B, then A. And that splits off like so, not B, then A, not B, then A. And it looks like we have one branch close off, and the rest of the branches are open branches. So it looks like when A is true and B is either true or false, then these propositions are satisfiable. So since these propositions are satisfiable, we know that we don't have contraries or contradictories. Number 2, if A, then B, not if A, then B. Okay, so first let's do the negation of that conditional. I'm talking about this negation of this conditional right here. So that looks like this, A, not if A, then B, check. And then we have the negation of that conditional, not if A, then B, A, not B, check. And then we have the if A, then B. It looks like this, not A, B, check. And then the A and the not A cancel out this guy. The not B and the B close out that branch. And we have jointly unsatisfiable propositions. So now we have to check and see the negation of those. Let's see, not if A then B, not A, if A then B. We have a double negation rule first. Check. Let's do the negation of that if A then B at the top. And that looks like this. And then we'll do the conditional. We have not A and if A then B. This branch closes, and then we have, check that. Then we have this goes to not A and B. The A and the not A close that branch. The not B and the B close that branch. So the negations are also jointly unsatisfiable. These propositions are contradictory. Number 3, not A if and only if not B. Not A or not B. All right, let's first do the negation of that disjunction. And that looks like this, not A, not B, check. Then we have the double negation, check. Then let's do the negation of the biconditional. A, not B, and not A, not B. Check. And then we have that then we have the A and the not A on the left closing out that branch, and the B and the not B are closing out the right branch. So these are jointly unsatisfiable. Let's go ahead and do the negation of these two propositions. We have two double negation rules. And let's do the disjunction first. And then we'll do the biconditional next. And then we have the double negations on those B's. And those the right hand, the very right hand side, you have a B and a not B that closes out that branch. And then on the right hand side of the left hand one, you have A and not A that closes out that branch. I shouldn't have even applied that not B rule on that branch because it should already have been closed down. I missed that, so bad logic, teacher. But it looks like we have open branches here and here. So these are jointly satisfiable. The negation of our propositions are jointly satisfiable. That means we have contraries, not contradictories. Number 4, not A or not B. If not A, then not B. All right, let's first do the rule for the negation of the disjunction, and that looks like this, not A, not B, check. And then we have the double negation of that B, check. And then we have the conditional, and it looks like this, not A, and then not B, and the B and the not B close this branch out. Forgot to check that off. And then the not A turns into just an A, and we have not A closes that branch off. These are jointly unsatisfiable. Now we have to check the negation of those. And then we have the double negation rule. And let's do the negation of that conditional. The double negation rule. And then the disjunction. The not A and the A close out the left branch. The B and the not B close out the right branch. So these are jointly unsatisfiable. These are contradictories. Number 5, not A, and if A then B, not if not A, then if A then B. Let's do the negation of, let's do that conjunction at the top. Not A, if A then B, check. And then we'll do the negation of that conditional, which looks like this, not A, not if A then B, check. And then we'll do the negation of that conditional. It looks like this, A not B, check. And then we'll do the conditional if A then B, looks like this, check. The A and the not A close out this branch, the not B and the B close out this branch. So these are jointly unsatisfiable. Now we have to check to see if they're contraries or contradictories. So the negation of those two propositions. First, the double negation rule. And then let's do the conditional. Double negation rule, conditional. And then we have that top negation of a conjunction. A bunch of negation, double negation rules. We have one closed branch here. Then we have negation of conditionals. By the way, if you're hearing any fireworks in the background, it's July 1st, but St. Clemente, anytime around July 4th, is like a war zone, man. It's crazy. People go all out here on their fireworks. Looks like we have not A and an A here, a B and a not B here, but we have open branches here, here, and here. So these negations are jointly satisfiable, so these are contraries, not contradictories. Finally, number 6, we have if A then B, if and only if B, and then not if A then B. First, let's do the negation of that conditional. A not B, check. And then we'll do the biconditional. And it looks like we have a closed branch on the left. And then we have to do the negation of that conditional. But that is an open branch, so these two propositions are jointly satisfiable. That means we don't have to check and see if they're contraries or contradictories. So there you go. That's the exercises. It's just that easy. Go ahead and go on to the next section, and that is, I believe, tautologies. I don't know. Check it out, and then I'll see you in that video. Adios.